Hi, my name is Kieran. I'm with College Pro Painters, which is a business that you might know. It's in the Ottawa area as well, and I own the franchise for the west side of Vancouver. It's a house painting business that basically we get students to paint people's houses in the summertime. I'm just going to go through the questions that Dr. Larry Arbenser, who is a friend of mine, and I actually used to be a student of his when he taught at the University of Northern British Columbia. He taught me macroeconomics, and he's a good person to learn from, and pretty entertaining professor. I've since kept in touch with him over the years on the phone, and when I've been around, we've seen each other. He took off to Ottawa to teach you guys, and I took off up to Nunavut, and where I was a social worker for a while, and then I ended up down in Vancouver, where I now currently run this and operate this business. So question number one. Let me see. Why did you leave your job for this business? I left my job for this business basically because I wanted to learn how to run a business, and I always just wanted to be an entrepreneur and give it a shot. So I also wanted to move to Vancouver to make more money. So I basically gave up what I was doing up north and bought this business and started it up. What is franchising in relation to your business? Franchising is basically when you buy a business or own a business, but it's not, there's like multiple locations of this business and multiple owners. So there's basically like, think of it like there's a head who basically originally created this business, and they're basically spreading their business onto you through sharing their ideas and their brand for your turf area, which your turf is like your location where you can operate this business. So for example, Ottawa maybe is a turf. So within the city of Ottawa, that's one turf for a franchise. A franchise agreement. So what is a franchise agreement? It's basically it's a big document, and there's a bunch of rules and conditions that you basically sign to agree to operate this franchise. For example, when I signed the agreement to run the College Pro Painters, I agree to pay royalties. Royalties are basically a fee for every sale that you make. A percentage of that sale you have to pay to the franchisor, which is College Pro Painters. So if I sell a paint job for $100, if my franchise fee is maybe 20%, out of that $100, $20 is going to go to College Pro Painters as a franchise fee. Oftentimes there's also a fee just to own the franchise in the first place, like to buy it. Like you buy a car, you pay $19,000, and you also have to put gas in the car. So think of basically the initial franchise fee is buying that car. They can range in price. For College Pro Painters is actually very, very low. It's almost $0, but they charge you higher royalties. The reason they do this is they encourage young people to get this franchise, and they know that young people maybe don't have $30,000 to drop into a business initially. What else about this question? Other agreements, usually you have to sign off that you'll conduct yourself in a positive manner with College Pro Painters brand. What else? That you agree to do a minimum amount of revenue every year, and if you don't hit that revenue, you have to pay a fee. And basically they do that is because they want to ensure that they're making money every year, and if you're not producing sales in their turf that they've given you, they're not making money, and it's a lost opportunity for them and for yourself. Also, you usually sign that they'll help you learn and train you to run the business successfully, and that they'll give you mentors, normally which would be other franchisees who have already been running the business and can help you be successful with it. All right, I hope I answered that question enough. Advantages and disadvantages of franchising from my experience and perspective. For your first business, depending on your previous experience, franchising, I would say, is a really good option to look at, because basically they will teach you how to run their business in their industry, and you have a lot of people to look onto and ask questions of how to do it successfully. If you start your own business from scratch, often you're alone. You don't have other people to call if you need help. if you have a problem, you might not even know there's a solution. Whereas if you're with a franchise, you have lots of people to ask. So that's a big one. The other advantage is you already have brand recognition, meaning that people already recognize your brand generally, if it's a good franchise. So for example, McDonald's is a franchise where they'll sell you a McDonald's. It might cost like $2 or $3 million, but they'll sell you a McDonald's and you put it in a location and guaranteed everyone knows McDonald's. So you don't have to prove yourself because everyone already knows you. If you started your own business, say like you started like some burger shack, people don't know you, and you might get some adventurous people coming to eat there, and you might eventually, people after they see you a while and get used to you, they might come start using your restaurants, but it's going to be a lot harder to get them in the door initially, so it's a bigger risk. Now, the advantage of not being in a franchise is that, one, you don't have to pay royalty fees, so any money you make from a sale, that goes into your pocket. Two, no, they can't tell you what to do, right? If you're in a franchise, they can tell you how to conduct business in a certain way, and you have to follow their regulations. If you aren't part of a franchise and you're the owner, you can choose how you want to run your business the way you want. It's honestly more entrepreneurial not to be in a franchise. Being in a franchise is almost like buying a job. Not quite. You do gotta make I gotta make my own schedule. I gotta decide how much I make, assuming I make the sales. That kind of thing. But at the end of the day, like, I have to run things their way, and I'm still sort of an employee. Not really, but I'm not really a full entrepreneur. So the advantage of not being in a franchise is that you get to make the decisions, you get to create that kind of thing, which long term I think is better from my perspective. But maybe before you do that, maybe signing up for like a successful franchise where it's a low cost of entry, and maybe that you can get out after a couple of years to learn how to run a successful business and then use that to make your own thing. I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to share with you guys. Good luck with your schooling. Listen to Larry, he's a good guy, and you can check out College Pro Painters online if you want to, and I really suggest getting if you're in business, go run your own business. Don't work for someone else. That's not where the money is. That's not where the creativity and where you're going to get inspired. Or if that is what you want to do, work for someone else, make sure you really want to work for that person, look up to them, and learn everything you can and help them towards their vision. All the best. Bye for now.